begin with sharing how did I come across Body Talk, being a corporate professional. I was actually taking treatment from Dr. Mankul for a chronic illness, and that's when I started taking Body Talk sessions from him. And it was very intriguing to see, like, you've heard so much about Body Talk so far, and you would be able to relate to what I'm saying now. It was very intriguing to see how in each session, one or the other unique hidden aspect of my personality, my belief system, or any kind of incident that has happened in my life, any relationship stress, job stress, all such things were coming up one after another in each session. And that was very, very intriguing for me. And after each session, it was like bringing forth a more authentic Neha out of me, like what a true Neha is, and sometimes our personality, our behavior, our reactions, everything gets overshadowed by our upbringing, our belief systems, and our experiences in life. So there's a very famous quote in Body Talk. It says, each choice and every experience in your life has contributed to your current state of health. Every scar, laugh line, and injury has a unique story and a history. So basically, our current state of health is nothing but a cumulative effect of all the emotional, mental, physical, environmental factors we have gone through. So it is all inside out, so we are responsible for our current state of health, and we can really change the trajectory of our health going forward. And that's what I was experiencing through Body Talk. And that's when I thought that, I have been gaining so much out of it, then why not learn it myself and also extend the same benefit to others. And I became a Body Talk practitioner, henceforth. Moving on to my topic of discussion, since I've been into the corporates, I'm a corporate professional. And with corporate, the most important aspect is the stress that a corporate job entails. While I'm referring to corporates in particular, but I believe that stress is a common phenomenon with each one of us, right? And the tricky part of stress is that none of us knows what is our stress threshold, how much can we take, or how much is it affecting us, at what level, to what extent. I think it's very difficult to figure all that out. And along with in a corporate job, of course, we've got deadlines, competition, performance pressures. I mean, the list is endless. And over and above work, we've got a lot of other stress pertaining to emotions, relationships, environmental influences, any kind of illness. All of it create stress in our body. So, you'll be amazed to know why we are specifically referring to corporates, because around 46% of workforce in India suffer from some or the other form of stress or mental health condition. Like, that's how deep-rooted stress is in a corporate world. And no part of the body is immune to stress. In fact, what I just said, the sadder part is that it is very difficult to analyze its impact at the physiological and the psychological level. And I think you would agree when I say that anything and everything, big or small, whatever may happen to our health, it can be very conveniently attributed to stress. Because, stress can play in very many unknown ways on us. In fact, I was reading an article, and it talks about the symptoms of stress. And it had, different categories. One of it spoke about the emotional symptoms of stress. And there was a whole list of emotions one may manifest when one is going through stress. One spoke, there was another category of physical symptoms of stress. Then it could lead, it could actually start from any kind of pain, digestive disorder, hormonal imbalance. Then there was this behavioral symptom of stress, how one's behavior changes when one is going through stress. And then there was this cognitive symptoms of stress, how we tend to become more anxious or things like that. So the whole idea of talking about stress so much is that it is very, very widespread and very difficult to really pinpoint how it affects us and to what extent it affects us. And the tricky part is most of us have got so used to being stressed until, and we don't even realize it until we reach the breaking point. And that's the time when most of the damage has already happened to us. So, this is why I wanted to give a background on stress was because this is where body talk self-care tools can play a big role. They can play a very significant role in helping us follow a daily healthcare regime, which can help us reboot our system on daily basis, which can help us manage stress, which can help us manage our day-to-day health challenges like headaches, infections, or any kind of tiredness, lack of focus on day-to-day basis. So that is where BodyTalk Access comes into play. BodyTalk Access is like, these are self-empowering tools. So far what we have discussed in BodyTalk is advanced level of BodyTalk, which are all practitioner-led sessions. And, when we have to really address very deep-rooted issues in our health, that's when we go to a practitioner, and in every session we reveal an important aspect of our story. But BodyTalk Access is the basic. I think that's what we begin with. These are self-empowering tools. These are tools that we can apply on ourselves on daily basis, which can help us handle our day-to-day challenges and manage our stress. So what are these tools? If you just look at the slide, there are these 6 tools that we have. The first 2 techniques are to balance our brain. And I think the importance of brain cannot be emphasized more, because the brain is like a superpower in the body, right? So when we balance our brain on day-to-day basis, we are able to have a sharper memory. We are able to think more clearly, and we are able to sleep better, because when our brain is relaxed and when our brain is communicating appropriately, like the left and the right hemisphere are able to communicate appropriately, that's when we are at our best. So the first 2 techniques are there to balance our brain and to stabilize our stress. The next 2 techniques are to balance the metabolic processes of the body. Now, the first one is hydration. And this hydration is not limited to drinking lots of water. We all know that, drinking water is very, very important. But even after drinking lots of water, we can be dehydrated. So this goes beyond just drinking water. It actually ensures that the water is getting absorbed by our cells, that biological activity is able to happen in the body because there is water absorption by the cells. And that's how deeply significant the hydration technique is. The fourth one is immune system optimization. Again, one can't emphasize more on it. We've been bombarded with COVID, Omicron, and so many infections. And amidst all of this, it is very, very important that we follow some kind of regime to continue to strengthen our immune system, to guard ourselves against these viruses, bacteria, allergies, and intolerances. The fifth one is to do with our structural integrity, our body posture, and it's like our flexibility, range of motion, the coordination, between the muscles. That's what the fifth one is about. Very, very important for people with sedentary sedentary jobs, and also for people who are not really moving about a lot and doing a lot of physical activity. The last one is very, very critical. It's fasted. As the name suggests, sometimes if we have accidentally burn ourselves or, cut ourselves, that's a minor injury I'm referring to, but this is equally relevant for any major kind of injury, like an accident. So what does this do is, the body is in a state of shock, when we've had a sudden blow or we've had a sudden fall or we've cut ourselves. So by this technique, which doesn't take more than 3 to 4 minutes, the body can immediately be taken from a state of shock to a state of healing. And that's the internal process I'm talking about. It is like really activating the self-healing capability in the body to be able to bring the entire resource to that wound, to be able to start the healing process immediately. And I've seen this happening many a times. Like my mom had burnt her hand, and it was a big mark. It was a big burn, and I did fast aid technique twice. I could see how the redness had come down within a span of 5 minutes. The pain had reduced significantly. The recovery process had become much faster. So, so it is like a really very significant technique to stabilize a patient or to start the healing process. So, in all, overall benefits, if I have to put for Body Talk Access, these 6 techniques, one, it really increases your resiliency in a way, because we are re-establishing, we are rebooting our system on daily basis. We are re-establishing those lines of communication, the energy circuits within our body on daily basis. So we tend to become more resilient towards combating any kind of stress or external factor that could be harmful to our health. Second, it promotes health and it prevents disease. And I think that goes without saying, because anything that we do, it's like being proactive about taking care of our health. It's a proactive daily healthcare regime. And if we do that, it is kind of preventing any kind of disease, because it's been taken care of on daily basis. It's like it's right up there, along with eating, healthily, along with getting enough sleep every day, or being physically active. So it is equivalent to that. The third one, easy stress management. I've spoken enough about it. Stress, as I shared, is all pervasive. It just kind of manifests anywhere. So when we do these 5 techniques on daily basis, we are again able to really manage our stress in a much faster way. We are able to reboot our nervous system and feel relaxed much more quickly than otherwise. And the last one, which I feel is very important, that this acts like a sustainable personal healthcare to each of us. Of course, it is personal healthcare. There are no medications, there are no prescriptions, so, and it is sustainable because we are activating our own body's self-healing capabilities. And I'm sure each one of us, with due respect to doctors here, but we would like to reduce our visits to doctors as much as possible, right? So, something like this can really help us feel more productive and, feel more healthy. And that's what, it's a call out to all corporates as well, because during these times, they are doing a lot for their employees to help them handle their health, their stress. And if something like this can be introduced to the employees, I'm sure it's going to lead to better productivity and better business performance, like undoubtedly. So very simple, very effective tools. And in a short while, Sureshji will be, sharing when will we be doing the first course on Body Talk Access. So I would like to leave you with these. Thank you so much for your patient listening. Thank you.